Okay.
Okay, so this right here, Caliber marked this for us, so you can see where this is compromised right here.
Yeah.
Okay, and up underneath here, it's compromised too. Now it just needs to be repaired, hammered out, and pulled and put a little paint on it.
Okay.
Keep it from rusting, because see, this right here is going to rust right there.
Yeah.
So that paint's flaking off.
And that's obviously something that happened before my wreck in September.
Correct.
Because there's no way that paint would have flaked off in the month and a half.
Right.
Yeah, it wouldn't have oxidized like that much.
Watch your step.
Yeah. Thank you.
But right under here, if you look at this right here, now see, this is where I'm positive this is from previous damage. Because see that tear right there? So if this thing got hit and they straightened it out, okay, that wouldn't be straight like this if they hadn't straightened it out.
Yeah.
So that right there needs to be welded back up.
Right.
And put some paint on it to keep this from rusting.
Okay.
And the same thing up underneath here. Oh, let me get my pen. Right here. See those welds right there? There's one weld right there and one weld out there. And actually those welds are rusting because it got hit and they didn't clean that up and re-weld that back.
I see.
So that needs to be re-welded and painted.
Okay.
Okay? So that's what we're supposed to do. Also right here, there's a bolt that got broke off, and if you look at this, the angle of this, you can see this was still bent from the previous.
Okay.
There's a little angle. This should be, this one is flat right there, and this one's up like, so that needs to be repaired.
And based on the damage that was done again in the wreck in September, there wasn't enough force generated to break that off.
Well, I guess it could have. I mean, I didn't see it. When it came off, but that could have been possible. It could have been from this accident, or that was, I just don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So also right here, and I don't know here again. This is, I don't know if this was from previous damage or the existing damage that we occurred.
Well, it couldn't have been the damage from September because that was a wreck moving this way, and that's directional going that way.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And same thing with this one right here. So, and they've got some green on here. Okay, so those markers there, I didn't put that on there myself. That was from Caliber.
It almost looks like the green is the damage from my wreck, and the orange is the previous. So because this is moving the direction of the wreck in September.
And here you can see the rust.
Yeah.
Okay, the paint's cracked right there.
From before.
Right.
Well,
so
maybe then. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It's hard to say that too.
Yeah. Okay.
And so there's a bracket here that's been, and this is from your latest accident. It wasn't from previous.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
One thing here while we're up here, I want to show you this. To see this caulking on this?
I do.
Okay,
yes.
See the unique style
yes.
of this. Now we'll go to the other side. I want to show you how it's not.
Yeah.
So it's quite obvious.
Right.
See this right here? It's quite obvious that it's not. Now you see here, this is the way it should be.
The same. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it stopped. So they did a repair here.
Right.
So what I want to do is I want to try to. We're gonna copy that same technique up here and make it look uniform to match the other side.
Okay.
Okay. We got a little bracket that's been up here and here again.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's inside here. See that thing's.
Oh my gosh.
This bracket right here is completely loose. See it? Now here and again, I don't know if this is from previous or existing accident. But that's something we want to fix.
Yeah.
I want to put that
green.
back.
I don't see how it could have been because it happened on that side.
Right.
But it is in green, so.
Yeah, well, anytime that got hit over here, it could move stuff over.
Push it.
And it could have bent that. And see this rust here? This is probably from this hood being pushed over and damaging this. So that's part of the thing we were going to fix too.
Okay.
Okay. And
so
also
he had said, the guy from Caliper had said that, like, if you look at the color of this,
exactly,
and the crimping and all that, that it was obvious that they basically locked onto that thing to yank it into position.
Right. And see how the paint's all cracked on it there?
Yeah.
So and it looks like someone is. See how this is white?
Yeah.
Now I don't know why they sprayed it with a white paint, trying to hide something or cover something up. Now if you zoom over to the other sides, you'll see that white paint is not on this.
It's gray.
It's gray.
Yeah.
So it's obvious they did something over there too. And the same thing with this. So now look, if you look down here, so whoever put this back together, they couldn't find the bolts, and they put some red bolts in here from another car.
Which, you know, whatever.
Well, at least paint them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're not.
Yeah. That's cosmetic. I mean, it's not ideal, but like what I'm looking for is stuff that needs to be repaired for the vehicle to be sound.
Yes.
Like along those lines, one of the things that the guy from Caliber showed me was the road wear on this tire that is not present on the other tire.
Correct.
Which is a little harder to see because that cover isn't there. But I mean, you can tell that there's not that level of road wear on this tire that there is on this one, which he said would indicate that this tire is out of alignment, but just this one and not the other one. Is that a fair assessment?
Let me point something out on this tire though. So you got a lot of road wear on this outside.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of road wear on this side of that, but not in the middle.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if this tire didn't get switched back and forth a couple of times because it was wearing over here, then it was wearing over here. So they could have swapped the tires back and forth. And so usually when you get a new tire, you want to get two tires at the same time.
Yeah.
And that way, the same tread on both sides.
Right.
So I don't know what happened there, but it looks like they've rotated tires on this. So I would say that hasn't stayed on that side all this time. They probably swapped them.
To try to mitigate that damage, but that one doesn't seem to have that much wear. That's weird.
It doesn't. And that's where there's something going on, and I haven't had a chance to. What I'm going to do first thing before we do anything to this vehicle is I'm going to do a front end alignment first to see your suspension, what's going on with your suspension, because I suspect that with this being compromised in here, that there may be a lower control arm that maybe still be bent, or something isn't quite right. The wheelbase isn't the right from side to side. So that's the one thing I want to do is we want to check that before we go any further.
Okay.
That's going to be one of the first things I want to do.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.